Of course. Of course. So kawaii.
Are you, Mr. Raiden, sir?
Wolf, was that really necessary?
I'll tell her you've arrived.
Over here!
You scratched the glass.
Hi there, stranger.
Hey, you're looking good.
Aw, who's your little friend?
Oh, it's a long story.
Shake? Good boy! I guess we don't really have time to catch up.
Sorry, not really.
It's okay. Follow me.
Raiden getting visibly angry that the dog doesn't want to reach out his paw for him.
So exactly what kind of...
You'll see.
You built that?
Yep. A hybrid lace ramjet engine I designed. Well, are you in a hurry or not?
Right. Hey, thanks, Sonny.
Hmm?
The flight plan is already set. You're good to go.
Please switch off all cell phones and portable gaming devices. And remember, this is a no-smoking flight.
Roger.
Ready for countdown.
No time for that.
Ignition!
This guy. It's not Metal Gear without anime waifus, right?
Well, anything?
Nothing. You sure we got the right place?
Gotta be. It's the only base big enough with security contracted out to World Marshal.
All right. I'm headed in.
Okay, it's time for some Metal Gear yapping.
This is Boris. You have landed in Pakistan?
Yep, amazing. That Sunny is really something.
She is genius. I've not seen her for quite some time. She is well?
Pretty good. A lot, sunnier than she used to be for sure. Like day and night from when I first met her.
That was a difficult time, yes? But I am glad she is better now.
It's a good thing I got to her when I did. I used to not like thinking about all the stuff that was going on then. But now I kinda miss those days.
Sadness is not like the ocean. Someday, you can drink it all up. It's a Russian saying. People, they always try to beautify the past as a way to cope, yes? But I know it was not easy for you. I'm sorry for all the trouble.
Nah, I wouldn't have gotten her out without your help. Pretty wild to think that was my first job with you, huh?
Duh. Certainly I was not expecting to work with you for so long.
I remember how surprised I was hearing about you starting Maverick.
Well, I could not just abandon the PLA. Really, I think I was more surprised you decided to join us.
Yeah? Well, you caught me at the right time. I didn't exactly know what to do with myself. You know, Boris, I think Sundowner was right in a way. Killing the Patriots wasn't enough to end war. It didn't create this big, happy utopia. But you know what? Seeing Sonny doing so well makes me damn happy the Patriots are gone.
Yes, I can imagine. You saved many lives.
But now here we are, all over again, huh?
Indeed. My apologies for putting you through all this.
I knew what I was in for. Riding out.
This is Boris.
Yep.
That's
Not
all the
pretty,
same.
like, it's a good...
People, but I...
Nah, pretty well.
Duh.
I remember...
Well, really?
Yeah, you know, killing, but you know...
Yeah,
But now,
indeed.
I knew...
Right. Our enemy has multiple options for striking the president in Pakistan. At the base after landing, while in transit within the country, during the meeting. But if Sundowner's right, they're gonna strike within 3 hours after you killed him.
Which means they're either gonna attack Air Force One, or they'll wait until he lands.
I kinda doubt there are any Pakistanis on board Air Force One, though. It's not like in the movies. They never let foreign press on the flight. They could try to shoot it down from afar, I guess. But anything the Pakistan Air Force could deploy would show up on US radar instantly.
Which means their best bet at kickstarting another war on terror would be post-landing.
They're probably set up for the assassination over at the base. You better get moving.
What if Sundowner just trolled us and told us, like, the wrong time, the wrong distance, like, everything?
So the president's visit to Pakistan, it's meant to build government ties, right?
Right. You probably know this, but there's a region on their northwest border called FATA. Stands for Federally Administered Tribal Areas. The central government is... well, let's just say they're not entirely in control of that part of the country.
Right. It served as a base for all kinds of armed groups over the years.
Uh-huh. The US started staging cross-border raids there at the turn of the century, chasing after combatants that fled out of Afghanistan. The Pakistan army has tried to work with the US to confront them from both sides. But that only escalated anti-American sentiment within the FATA. You can only get away with so many botched civilian strikes after all.
I thought that post-SOP, the US, pretty much pulled out of Afghanistan. You know, after all that anti-war economy stuff broke out.
They did. That put an end to the FATA strikes, but definitely not the anti-American groups. Now their anger's channeled towards the pro-US central government instead.
Wouldn't this visit just enrage the FATA groups even more, though? I know President Salam's pretty much on the American side.
Yeah, but Salam doesn't care. He's got no interest in dealing with them. He wants to get the FATA back under control, and I guess he wants America's help doing it.
And how do his people feel about that?
It's pretty much 50-50. A lot of people hate the US, for sure. But a lot of others have been directly affected by the anti-government suicide bombings, too. There's definitely some deep-seated support for helping the US, but only if it means ending the violence once and for all.
Sounds like we could see civil war here any moment. What about their intelligence bureau, the ISI? How do they feel about all this?
They haven't commented, publicly.
People are always saying how much bad blood there is between the ISI and the civilian government.
Oh yeah, there are stories all the time about their involvement with insurgents or terror groups. Depending on how the ISI acts, things over there could change pretty damn quickly.
No wonder Armstrong chose this place. It's like one big powder keg.
Hey, Raiden? You know, Sam, he looked... almost happy.
Yeah, crazy bastard. He put everything he had into that fight. Wanted to kill me so bad. But once he saw how the fight would turn out, it was like... the thought made him smile.
Of course, I guess if he didn't mess with you in Denver, you wouldn't have... well, you know.
Monsoon would have killed me. I would have never lived to fight Sam.
So why'd he do it? Did he think he'd break you for good?
Who knows? Maybe waking me up was his plan all along.
Yeah, I don't know. But there was definitely something going on. He had plans for you. Guess now we'll never know.
Yeah, he's gone. But I'm not. And there's still work to do. What do you think President Hamilton's trying to accomplish with this visit? He had to realize it'll rile up Pakistan's anti-government groups.
Hard to say. He could be trying to rebuild America's image with the Pakistani people. You know, pledging financial support and all that.
But is President Salam looking for military support? I kind of doubt most Americans would be willing to fund more of that kind of effort. There's a lot of strong sentiment against the war economy, especially now that the Patriot censorship is dead and gone. Besides, the recession's got a lot of people looking to cut the military's budget.
True, but nobody wants to be soft on terror. I mean, one incident's all it takes to make the pendulum swing the other way.
One incident? Just like what Armstrong's got in mind.
Another possibility is that Hamilton's visiting just to test the waters. You know, see how the American and Pakistani people respond. Hamilton is a pragmatic guy, to put it nicely. To put it not so nicely, he'd strip naked and dance on his desk in the Oval Office if he thought it would boost his poll numbers.
Armstrong used to play football?
Apparently. Quarterback for the University of Texas, so he must have been pretty good.
Where did this
too.
conversation come
So the
from?
star quarterback turns big-time politician, huh? Guess he'd have no problem dodging shoes from angry protesters.
Well, it shows he's always been a leader, one way or another.
He's obviously not some dumb jock, or this would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't go pro, right? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
They would have chewed him up and spit him out. He looks strong for a politician, but nothing too serious. Definitely no wind of destruction.
Well, sure. He's not exactly a seasoned fighter, either. Didn't see any action with the Navy, and you know he can't be a cyborg. A public figure couldn't hide that for long, not with current tech.
Yeah, he may be an asshole, but he shouldn't be much of a threat.
Well, he wouldn't be in Pakistan, in any case. I'm sure it's all being run by underlings and cronies. No trail to lead back to him.
Too bad. I was looking forward to killing him with my own two hands.
We can't go around killing civilians just for being evil, Raiden. We're not even at war here. Just stop the assassination attempt, Raiden. One thing I've been thinking? Sam and the rest of the Winds were all in the U.S. Maybe they didn't expect any major resistance over there. Or maybe they left security up to someone else.
Maybe so. If it's a cyborg, I hope his insurance is paid off.
There's no way we're gonna see Armstrong here, and he's not gonna pose a threat. Clearly.
You know all the rules of football, Kev?
And we're still talking about football.
Well, enough to watch it at least. Why?
Just curious. I can never keep track of everything going on. All those rules.
It's not that complicated, Raiden. You never watched it? Actually, you ever watched any sport?
What can I say? I'm a man of culture, Kev. Give me a good movie over some dumb game any day.
Culture? Oh, the sensitive artsy cyborg type, right?
Right. Anyway, basketball's more my speed. Get the ball, put it in the net, 2 points.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's all there is to basketball. I swear, you crack me up sometimes, man.
Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by.
So the president's visit to Pac...
Right. You...
Right. I thought...
They did now.
Wouldn't I know...
Yeah, he wants...
And how do...
It's...
So, what about...
They haven't...
People are...
Oh yeah, depend...
No one...
So there's
Kevin-
one thing I still don't get.
Kevin had so much to
If
say.
World Marshal's making it look like Desperado hacked their cyborgs, wouldn't that damage their reputation? Maybe they can hide the fact that they're involved in terrorism that way, but wouldn't they still be liable for the fact that they, you know, got hacked?
They probably would, yeah. But the only thing they're looking for here is a profit. Maybe they need to demonstrate neglect if they're gonna make any money off of this.
How so?
Well, Kevin dug up some intel. Half of the contractors stationed here didn't get their contracts renewed at the end of March. The US government rewrote their contract with Marshall earlier. Had to cut military spending after all, with the recession going on.
And so they'll say the contractors were spread too thin to prevent the hacking.
Exactly. And that'll only encourage the Army to boost their Marshall headcount. I can't say if the military's directly involved in this assassination attempt or not, but...
Well, what happened to the contractors they laid off?
Who knows? Hopefully they found work. But work like that isn't exactly easy to come by. Ever since the war economy died down, after the Patriots, life's been pretty much hand-to-mouth for a lot of contractors.
Huh. When you put it that way, I can almost understand what Sundowner was saying.
Yeah, but starting a war just to boost your profits? That's crazy, Courtney. If there's no work for contractors out there, it's time to find another industry to work in. Not that I have any right to say that, but...
Oh, come on, Raiden. Maybe you like to fight, sure, but you're not that... twisted.
Yeah, well, in any case, I better get to work. Riding out.
I was half expecting her to start talking about like Pakistani food or something.
What's up? No? Did you...
No, just one.
Out of all the winds of destruction, who do I think I can take in a fight? I can take all of them in a fight. I can take all of them in a fight at the same time. I'm Kiro freaking Style. Who do you think I am?
In Pakistan already, and so quickly. Ah, science never ceases to amaze me.
When it's for peaceful purposes, you mean?
Well, yes, of course. Of course. I must say, though, the engineer behind that RLV craft looked rather young to me.
Yeah, a gifted kid, you might say.
I would love a chance to meet her sometime.
Why? What would you say to her?
Oh, I don't know. It's always just such a stimulating experience. Speaking with scientists from fields other than mine, that is. It often leads to all sorts of new insights, new ideas to work with. And speaking of that, I have yet to meet Dr. Emmerich, too.
I doubt you two would get along, actually.
Oh, you think so?
Anyway, how are the brains doing?
Oh, just fine. Safe and sound in Mexico. Now I just have to get them loaded and en route to Germany. Of course, the real challenge will come after that, I suppose.
Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
Indeed. Indeed. Do be careful in the meantime.
Again, I love Doctor's attitude of wanting to learn more and talk to other experts and further his knowledge in other fields and stuff. It's very admirable.
In Pakistan already? Ah,
When it's...
I'm...
Yeah. What?
Oh, it ends... Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, now, of course.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hey, Wolf. What did you and Sam talk about before we fought?
Nothing of note. He was not one to reveal himself to others.
All right. You don't have to tell me.
Raiden, I do not feel good about this. Do not allow yourself to be caught off guard.
Duly noted. Hey, Wolf. What did you and...
No, he...
All
I do not...
do...
Kevin had so much to say and everyone else only has like one conversation. And now we have a new codec with Sunny.
How was the ride?
Hey, Sonny. Fine, thanks. Though I wouldn't call it the smoothest ride ever. You sure that thing's really airworthy?
Well, what do you expect? You're traveling at a few dozen times the speed of sound. I mean, she operates well within all the projected margins of safety, so yes. We'll have to work on the turbulence levels a bit before we can take tourists on it. But come on, you really can't complain.
So, it's meant mainly for cargo at the moment?
Mm-hmm. We got a contract with COTS, NASA's Commercial Orbital Transportation Services. Mostly handling space deliveries, that kind of thing. We also joined the C3PO, the Commercial Crew and Cargo Program Office's Passenger Transport Program.
C3PO.
Soon we'll have private spacecraft bringing crew to the International Space Station. Wild times we're living in.
Well, the space race has been over for decades now. It's no longer something countries engage in for vanity's sake. Still, lots of people are starting to see the industrial value of zero-gravity experiments. Plus, the costs are getting lower and lower with each passing year, to the point where we'll have a serious space tourism industry before long.
Yeah, I heard about the space hotel the Russians opened up. But we're still not going any further than orbit, right?
Well, one company's planning to have a lunar landing craft complete by 2020. Not ours, though. I'm just hoping we can get to Jupiter while Hal's still alive.
Jupiter, huh? Wow, that's pretty far.
Oh, hey! How did Earth look from up there?
I can't even put it into words. I know I was still under the Kármán line, but it looked exactly like every satellite photo of Earth I've ever seen. No borders, no nothing. Just a whole lot of blue. Hopefully next time around I can take my time and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But first things first, you know?
Yep. Well, good luck, Jack. Raiden.
Aha! The Earth isn't flat!
You designed that thing too, Sonny?
Nobody designed her.
Nobody.
Yep. She pretty much evolved by herself.
I think I may be missing something here.
We used a genetic algorithm to make it. Ever hear of that? They use it to build the cars for bullet trains and stuff. Basically, we start by creating a few different models of aircraft. The data for each design is treated as the genes for a new aircraft. They all get crossbred with each other in virtual space. Eventually, you come up with offspring that exhibit genes from each original design.
Offspring?
You know, children. Each child then competes with the others for survival in the virtual space. The kids that have the best aerodynamic traits survive and pass on their genes, creating the next generation of aircraft. You get this sort of gene-based evolution across generations, like animals in real life.
I'm having a hard time imagining aircraft having kids like that. Anyway, what's with the two wings on the top and the bottom?
Oh yeah, the swept wings? They're set up so that the sonic booms they create wind up bashing against each other, cutting down on shockwaves. The idea has been hard to implement due to issues with elevation and wingtip treatment, but thanks to the genetic algorithm, the RLV worked out all the problems herself.
Herself, huh? Makes it sound like you're more breeder than designer.
See, that's such a fascinating conversation, and such an... Like, I know we're not quite at that point yet, but, like, a good use of AI, assuming that, you know, the natural resources being, like, used to do it are reasonable enough, which, you know, we know currently is not quite there, but I've been learning about, like, 3D modeling and stuff because I have a friend that's really into 3D printing, and I've been learning about how, like, you could use programs nowadays. You could create a design, and then there's like a AI function in the program that can make it so that it will streamline your design to make it, like, for example, the lightest while also being the strongest it could be by, like, hollowing out certain areas specifically. Like, it's really, really fascinating because, one, like, a process like that with a human would take so long because you would need to do a lot of testing. You have to, like, print all these things. You have to actually, like, test them against each other, take a bunch of measurements and stuff. But, like, the AI speeds up that process so much and creates these designs that you probably wouldn't even think about given your base design, just to maximize strength and decrease weight. Because especially when you're flying with aircraft, every single pound of weight counts because that determines how much fuel you need. And the less weight you have, or the more efficient you are, the less fuel you can expend, which is good for everyone, both from a monetary and an environmental standpoint. So, like, AI, I know, like, it's become a buzzword in recent years, and people use it in all sorts of different ways, but, like, there are some things that AI would be very useful at that would be great, that not necessarily taking away from other people's jobs, and making things easier for people as well, assuming, again, the environmental cost is reasonable. And so, like, you know, nowadays when we talk about AI, it's usually about, you know, the greedy stuff happening, right? Trying to replace people in their jobs, trying to automate things that shouldn't need to be automated, or taking away from things like creativity and stuff. So when people hear the word AI, they either get, like, really scared or they fully embrace it. But, like, there's such a range of what AI really is that makes it, you know, it's not just like a good or bad. It's kind of like, where do you use it and how do you use it? And what is, you know, the benefits of using it in each place, which is such a fascinating conversation. But again, a lot of times a layman, just a regular, average, everyday person would not be able to fully comprehend unless they had a little bit of, you know, information. And even nowadays, like, I don't always like the word AI because a lot of people, again, a layman would hear the word AI and they would think that it has, like, an intelligence, quote unquote, of its own, but, like, a lot of AI is actually just, like, probability sequencing. Like, for example, like ChatGPT. It's not really thinking per se, it's just predicting the best probability of the next word that comes after based on an algorithm of collected data and keywords. So, like, a lot of people have this, like, misunderstanding of what AI really is. But that's a whole other conversation. But I just find these things very fascinating to hear from, like, a scientific standpoint and where it's being used and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool. Trying to make sure there's no collectibles out here. There should be at least one more fuel cell that we can get. And another endurance pack. I see a cardboard box over there. Yeah, if you think about it, yeah, it's kind of like living through like the Industrial Revolution. We're at like a technological evolution of a different sorts. I don't want to fight those guys just yet, but I think I need to fight them to get to... Do I ever think AI will be used in a positive sense, or has it already left a bad taste in people's mouths? For sure, it will be used in a positive sense by some people, but of course, again, some people will use it in a destructive sense, so it's not like an either-or. It's gonna depend on who's wielding it, really. And human greed is limitless as well. But also human curiosity and generosity in some ways, too. Dang it, I was trying to stealth kill this guy, but it wouldn't let me do it from up there. That's okay. Thank you.
You see that? Their EXIF codes show up as unaffiliated.
Wait, Marshall has the security contract for this base. Why would they have their cyborg set to the same illegal EXIF code as Desperado? It's evidence against them.
No, it's their alibi. They're making it look like Desperado hacked their soldiers on sight, because everyone knows Desperado has a contract with...
The Pakistani rebels. But if we go public with the Desperado-Marshall connection...
Won't matter. Not when they've got this nice big foreign threat all cooked up and ready to serve. The media and the public won't be able to resist. Remember WMDs in Iraq?
Damn it, you're right. It's another slam dunk. What about any humans on the base? Marshall only handled security.
Dead, most likely. Or brain-jacked, if they needed them to keep up appearances.
They'd never publicize what airport the president was flying into, not in this region. And almost no one would have access to an outside line for security reasons. It wouldn't be difficult to keep things hush-hush. At least until Air Force One arrives.
I'm heading for the control tower. If I can destroy the antenna array, the US military will know something's wrong.
Good idea. Be careful.
Sam's gone, and I blew the winds of destruction away. I'll be fine.
Oh, I can't go that way. Oh, there's a rocket launcher here in the grass. Very nice. I really didn't use any of
There is no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
my cardboard boxes and my drum canisters. Okay, I want to stealth kill at least one of these guys before we fight. Good, big guy. Well, apparently no one saw that. I want to kill them all so I can explore freely. Oh. Hi. Ow. Fine, I'll get rid of this thing. Wait, can I not reach it? Oh, there we go. Come on. I saw something up here. Oh, it's just a photo frame. Oh no, it's a data storage unit. I only got 9 out of 20. I thought I would at least get over half. I'm probably gonna need to go back and grab them off stream, because they unlock like the art gallery, and I do want to unlock the art gallery. There's something up there too. I love how like we beat up all the people out here, but no one like called for backup, and everyone's inside's like unaware. Camera over there. Thank you. Jam grenade, okay. I need to make sure I get all the codex and hopefully get the fuel cell and the life upgrade before we fight the boss. Once I fight the boss, then it's like I'll be stuck in cutscene land. I'm just gonna fight them, but it'd be nice if I could stealth kill the big dude just to save time. Oh, you just clipped into the tractor. Or the forklift, not tractor. Raiden, what are you doing? Surely he won't hear me coming. Again, I don't need to do the stealthy, but it'd be nice to eliminate some dudes. Oh dang it, I thought I was gonna stealth him, but then he jumped. Giving me a chance to attack. I love how, oh, there's people over there and they didn't even join in the fight? Oh no, I think they're outside, okay. I was like, how come they're not joining in? Well, there aren't as many collectibles around here as I thought. This was just sitting here. I love how they just leave their weapons out. Oh, there's something up there. There we go. I'm at 200% now. I think the last fuel cell you actually need to buy. Oh, come on, Raiden. No, come on, Raiden. Oh, come on. Seriously? Are you kidding? There we go. No one heard a thing. Okay, fine. The jig is up. You're still alive. Again, I don't want to go there just yet. Thing is, if I exit now to customize Raiden, I don't think I have a checkpoint yet. I want to fight those guys again. Oh, hello. I'm pretty sure I missed at least one of the men in boxes, but whatever. See, I think that's where the boss. I think that's where the boss fight is. I don't remember. Check codex. If I don't customize, it's not a big deal. I don't need that extra fuel cell, but I just feel like I want to.
Raiden, what is the status at the base?
Overrun with Desperado cyborgs, as expected. Security's still pretty lax, though.
Yes, I don't think they're anticipating another cyborg to show up. They are, after all the way out in Pakistan. Doubtful there will be any cyborgs here, except at the base. Forces hired by the US. And more doubtful they are expecting a cyborg to drop in at Mach 23.
Yeah. Still, they've got to know I'm here. Sam was smart enough to figure out that I'd take that launch vehicle.
Yes, but they couldn't have sent backup to this base within 3 hours after Sundowner died. Perhaps they could have arranged it so the plane was scrapped if Sam died. But if they already occupied the base, then there is no longer any canceling out.
Probably not. Which means we've pretty much already won. Sam's dead. The Winds of Destruction, too. And none of their standard cyborgs or UGs have a chance against me.
No, certainly not. Though I wonder who is behind this operation anyway.
Not Armstrong?
Well, yes, but who is running things at the base? The Senator would never be there himself. But this is too elaborate an operation to direct remotely.
Yeah. No amount of network tech could take the place of a command structure on the ground. Gotta be someone else from World Marshal, I guess.
A cyborg, perhaps. One with specialized combat body, like Sundowner and the others. I do not mean to alarm you, but use caution.
Yeah. Copy that.
Raiden, there is no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
So the President's visit to Pakistan, it's meant to build government ties, right?
Right. You probably know this, but there's a region on their northwest border called Faden.
Right.
We already know this.
They did now.
Wouldn't I know?
Yeah, but he wants.
And how?
It's
Sound. What about
they have
people are?
Oh yeah, depend.
No one.
Yeah, we'll do Courtney last so we can save.
In Pakistan already?
When it's.
I'm...
Yeah.
I...
What?
Oh, it ends... Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, now, of course.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hey, Fate, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. No response! But my dog.
So what happened with the RLV after it dropped me off?
Running on autopilot. She'll circumnavigate the Earth and head back.
Wow. A trip around the world, huh?
That's the sort of distance you need to reach orbital velocity. She had to lower her altitude pretty drastically to drop the landing craft. So getting back up for her was a pretty rough trip.
Rough? How?
In terms of damage to the craft, I mean. Running in ramjet mode helps conserve fuel a lot, so she's good there, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. All in the name of peace, right? Besides, it made for a good load experiment. I'm kind of surprised it actually worked, actually.
What?
Oh, I'm just teasing. Don't be so serious.
So what kind of engine is this LACE thing?
It's short for Liquid Air Cycle Engine. A LACE uses liquid hydrogen to chill and liquefy the oxygen in the air. The reaction between the liquefied hydrogen and oxygen creates propulsion. On this RLV, the LACE is combined with ramjets for maximum efficiency. Once the solid rocket boosters lift her off and bring her to Mach 3, she switches to ramjet propulsion mode. In the meantime, she's taking in and liquefying oxygen from the air. Once there's enough, the LACE is ignited. If it wasn't for that hybrid engine, it would have been pretty rough for an RLV to pull that trick that it did. You know, lowering its elevation just long enough to drop a landing craft.
Well, I'm impressed. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be on your side of the world.
And I wouldn't even be here if not for you. Don't forget that, okay? A lot of people appreciate what you've done for them.
I'll try not to. Hey, so how's Otacon? About time he starts thinking about marriage, isn't it?
I don't know if he is or not, but either way, no dice yet. He likes to go on about how nobody would ever be happy with him long term. But it doesn't seem like he has too much trouble keeping busy on Saturday nights. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, he was a huge geek back when he was younger.
Maybe, but even so, he's still a nice guy. I doubt he was ever that lonely.
Yeah, I suppose. But he really changed once he got into his 30s. Got a lot more attractive.
Yeah, but he still has this really bad habit of keeping the ladies at arm's length. It winds up making him look really awkward sometimes. I really wish he'd just pick someone and settle down already.
Easier said than done, I guess. So what about you, Sonny?
Me? Well, I've got science. That's all the love I need.
Sounds like you've got your own problems in that department.
Oh, come on, man. Romance isn't the end-all, be-all.
Hey, Raiden! You gonna keep that pup after this mission?
That... Oh, you mean Wolf?
Yeah. He's kind of a cutie.
You think so? I don't think he's really the cuddling type, Sonny. Plus, he's not exactly mine. He just keeps following me around.
Oh, yeah? Can I have him?
Oh, I don't mind. But I don't know about him. He's kind of his own, animal. I check with him first. It's his call, not mine.
Oh. Oh, well.
He'd probably say yes, though. I mean, he seems to like you a hell of a lot more than me.
Really? Oh, I sure hope so. Thanks a lot, Raiden.
Wouldn't even shake for me. Sonny, I've lost contact with Wolf.
You... really? Oh, I hope he didn't run off because he didn't want to live with me.
I don't think it's that. I've got some things to take care of first, but I'll look for him when I have some time.
All right. Thanks, Raiden. Raiden, I heard Armstrong's using the name Operation Tecumseh for the assassination attempt. It makes sense.
What do you mean?
Tecumseh was a Native American tribal leader, a symbol of resistance against the new settlers.
Guess you know your U.S. history better than me.
This is basic stuff, Raiden. As legend has it, Tecumseh put a curse on the U.S. presidency. Every 20 years, whoever is elected president was doomed to die before he served out his term. And it played out that way, too. From 1840 to 1960, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, a fitting code name then.
Yep. It hasn't worked since 1980, though.
Ran its course, huh? Didn't last as long as the Bald Harry rule in Russia, at least. Besides, Hamilton wasn't elected in the right year for it to take effect, right? Wouldn't Armstrong be the one elected in 2020 if this works?
Well, I'm sure the name is meant to be a bit tongue-in-cheek. Not like how the U.S. Army names their ops.
Still, pretty bad karma.
Just be careful, Raiden.
I mean, Sundowner gave us, like, he said 3 hours, he said the distance, and then he also mentioned Tecumseh. So with all those clues, like, I know Sunny wasn't with them, so we didn't have, like, the background information about that curse, but it would have been easy to put 2 and 2 together at that point, huh? I know Sundowner did say, oh, I've said too much by now, but he probably just wanted to have that last dig.
Hey, Raiden, there's something I've been meaning to mention.
What's up?
Well, they're telling me someone broke our front gate at the plant.
Oh.
That's an electronic lock, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was open.
It wasn't. But you're strong enough to pry it open if you wanted to.
Well, I didn't think I put that much force into it. You ask me, I think you need a sturdier gate.
That's what I told security. Anyway, we'll send you an invoice for the reinforcement work. Not to mention the repair costs.
No, come on, Sonny, it was an accident. Man, Rose is gonna kill me. Sonny, I don't think I've got...
All right.
So, Raiden, let me get this straight. Armstrong wants to kill the president and pin the blame on Desperado?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
You think it'll work? I mean, assuming he succeeded, what would be Desperado's motive for killing Hamilton? It's not like they can come out and say, well, we just wanted more wars to profit from.
No. The only alibi I can think of for them is that their client set them up. The Pakistani government's on friendly terms with the US right now. But a lot of people aren't so happy with them about that. There are tons of anti-government groups in this country. Any one of them could have an interest in killing the president.
And Marshall wants people to think that one of these groups hired Desperado?
That. Or maybe they're setting it up so this is all linked to the coup in Abkhazia. That was headline news in the West. Desperado's name was in the media all over the place.
Yeah. The angle was always Desperado's shacking up with yet another anti-government force.
Pakistan's got a lot more than just a bunch of random anti-government forces, though. Like the ISI, the Intelligence Bureau. Anyone who watches the news knows how shaky their ties are with the civilian government.
You think they'll have the ISI be Desperado's client?
Well, I'm sure the ISI would deny it. But it's not like simply issuing a denial would stop anything. Remember Iraq?
Yeah, I've heard all the rumors about the ISI's involvement with terror groups.
If Hamilton dies, the US can join the Pakistani government, declare war against the ISI. And there's one big difference between Iraq and Pakistan. Pakistan does have WMDs. Nukes.
But that was just a couple of tests 20 or so years ago. They can't reach the US with...
I'm not talking about firing an ICBM at the US, or unleashing a Metal Gear. All they have to do is remind us that the tech could fall into terrorist hands.
Oh, yeah. That'd be enough to scare the entire country, I guess.
Yep. Scare them enough that the US would have to do something.
And then the war economy would come humming right back to life. No Patriots required.
Christ. All right. I better move. I don't think I've asked about Pakistani food yet, Courtney.
There it is.
More food talk? I didn't know you were so interested, Raiden.
Hey, knowing the food can help you learn a lot about the local culture, you know.
Raiden, I told you that.
So, Pakistani food.
Yeah. All right. So Pakistan's had cultural links with India for centuries, right? They're neighbors, after all. And as a result, the two countries share a lot of culinary traditions. You've got your curries, your naan, samosas, pakoras. For the most part, that's all the same. The locals might be able to spot the difference. But a lot of American restaurants put India and Pakistan pretty much in the same bowl, so to speak.
What are samosas?
Spiced potatoes and other yummy stuff, fried in a flour shell. Sometimes they're spiced with curry. That's the kind I like best.
But I thought India and Pakistan didn't really get along. They had at least 3 armed clashes in the 20th century alone.
They did. I mean, that's why they have nukes in the subcontinent now. It's a shame. You see how similar their taste in food is. It just seems like they should get along better.
Yeah, well, not too rare for neighboring countries to have problems. If nothing else, they have to compete for the same common resources.
Yeah, but isn't that why we have politicians? To peacefully manage that kind of stuff?
You know how few politicians out there actually give a crap about serving their country? Anyway, sorry. This isn't exactly the light conversation I was expecting. Better worry about the president for now. We can go and grab samosas another time.
Sure. But don't forget about the Nepales, fertilized duck eggs, and Guyanese seafood, too. We'll wash it all down with sake and Abkhazian wine. It's gonna be a killer spread.
Yeah, sure thing.
I like how a couple of those lines for some reason didn't have a line break and they just went off the screen. It is cool though that they do talk about the food and then relate it back to like the culture and how the food traveled and got there and why certain countries have similar cuisine and stuff. Like, I think that stuff's really fascinating. And the nice thing is, you know, ever since, you know, the world has, you know, become more connected with social media and the internet, more varieties of food are more, let's say, for lack of a better term, culturally accepted. Like, I remember back in the day where people would, you know, scoff at, for example, sushi, because like, ew, raw fish and whatnot, but now it's so mainstream, like everyone knows what sushi is and everyone's had it, which is great, because being able to experience other cultures, whether just through food or learning otherwise, and just being more connected around the world is such a good thing for, like, globalization.
What's up? Okay, don't let your...
I want to customize, but I also don't want to start from the next checkpoint, so hopefully we still have another checkpoint before the boss. If not, it's not a big deal. I would like that last fuel cell, but I don't need it. I'm pretty sure you just buy it from the shop. Any more collectibles? No. I got what I wanted though, the endurance booster. But I feel like this is where the boss is. You know what? I'm just gonna customize. If I have to fight things again, then so be it. But I don't want to start the last checkpoint. No. Wait, there's Wolf. I didn't even see him.
Wolf.
Who hurt my dog?
Where are they?
it isn't Saucy Jack. Just a little too late, as usual.
Armstrong. Impressive little toy you've got there. But your plan ends here.
Idiot! You're not ending our plan. You're expanding it. Check the internet lately.
Raiden, Air Force One is turning back to the States.
What? How'd they know?
Someone posted photos of what's happening on the base. The whole world is up in arms.
Show me. How did they? The story leaked early. Then Marshall's plan is ruined.
The hell it is. Look what they're saying. The story just went live, and already they're calling for blood.
No, don't read Twitter.
But the president was saved.
And yet American blood was spilled.
By Americans. Besides, a few dozen soldiers is tragic, but nothing to start a major war over.
That's just the spark, son. The excuse we've been waiting for. America's wanted this war for years. The Patriots, they knew war was good for the economy. 4 years later, their legacy lingers on.
The memes.
The
They left
memes!
us their great isms. Nationalism, unilateralism, materialism. Welcome maxims for those with no faith, without guiding principles of their own. Give yourself up to the whole. No need to better yourself. You're American. You're number one. Then the only value left is dollar value. The economy. So we'll do whatever it takes to keep it humming along. Even war. Especially war.
Bullshit!
The Patriots planted the seed. We don't need them around to filter and foster their memes any longer. We're spreading them just fine ourselves. Every American man, woman, and child.
Oh, they're spreading memes, all right.
Sons of the Patriots now! We just need something to jumpstart the economy out of this funk. This recession it's been stuck in since the fall of SOP.
And the military costs? Wasting billions is going to help the economy?
DMCs, arms manufacturers, job creators, Jack. All those workers spending money, paying taxes. Trust me, a little war can work wonders.
So grease the gears with some innocent blood, is that it?
Oh, relax, Jack. It's a war on terror. We're not out to kill civilians. Extremists, lawless gangs, madmen. Of course, that would have to include you. Wouldn't want any eyewitness reports complicating the message.
Took off his jacket quickly. Okay, is the roar really necessary? Phone a friend.
Raiden, that tank is from AT Corp, codename Metal Gear Excelsis.
Metal Gear.
It's not nuclear equipped, but Metal Gear is still in the product name.
Fancy. That's just a PR thing then, huh?
Perhaps. The term was coined because they were meant to serve as gears. Gears linking infantry with weaponry, duh?
I guess Ray didn't have any nukes either.
Duh. It will be useless as a tactical weapon with that sort of equipment. Once we entered the era of asymmetrical warfare after the Cold War, the idea of a deterrent force fell out of fashion.
Right, because people preferred weapons that could actually be used to kill people.
Yes, I would guess they call it Metal Gear to separate it from smaller walker-type UGs. Excelsus means high or lofty. It is also the species name of Apatosaurus, the dinosaur.
Apatosaurus? That used to be Brontosaurus, right? It's definitely big enough. But why do they have one? I'm sure they can afford it, but I thought the whole point of Tecumseh was to shift the blame away from World Marshal.
It is smokescreen, I think. Part of this op must be to disguise the source of their funding. I know Desperado makes good money, but this is not a thing thugs like that could purchase. I think the purpose is to make this incident seem bigger and more elaborate than it really is. With this, it appears like more than a simple Pakistani border group supporting Desperado. It suggests that ISI is involved, or maybe terrorists from an OPEC nation. It will lead to war, a world war, one with two very distinct sides for a change.
Christ, and that asshole Armstrong calls it a war on terror.
If the Western nations begin chasing down terrorists, they will respond in kind, just as before. And before long, Western civilians will once again become targets. Can you stop it, Raiden?
Don't know, but I gotta try.
Raiden, you okay?
Yeah, just wasn't expecting that, that's all. They didn't need to kill Hamilton at all for Tecumseh to work. Fabricating an assassination attempt was all they really needed to do.
Yeah, I should have guessed considering the political climate in the US. Ever since the Occupy movement, Wall Street's been manipulating the media. You know, scapegoating foreign interests in order to divert the public's attention.
Which played a part in the Patriot memes, just like he was saying.
The memes!
Probably. If being an American's the only thing you've got to be proud of, it's easy to just start blaming non-Americans for all the problems you have to deal with.
And it's not just a US thing either. You've seen how anti-immigration all the first world nations are these days. The whole "they took our jobs" bit. It's an easy story to swallow.
The Patriots spreading their memes worldwide. That's how Armstrong had probably put it. And, just like he said, materialism runs rampant among the financial elite. They see exploiting the poor as a sign of their success. They entered businesses that accomplish nothing for anyone besides themselves. I mean, it's a fact that manufacturing jobs have been drained from first world countries. Immigration or not. That's not the immigrants' fault. It's the fault of the bankers and the financiers. The folks who pressed for globalization so they could pad their quarterly figures.
Yeah, pretty obvious if you take a sec to think about it.
That's harder than you think, you know. Getting an objective picture of what's really going on? Hell of a lot easier to passively accept other people's opinions and standards. Still, the memes that get spread around can be good and bad in equal measures. It's our job to pick the good ones and spread those around a little more.
Sure is. But before that...
Yeah. Think you can stop him?
No matter what.
This is a really relevant topic, and I'm sure it will be a relevant topic for decades to come, and so forth. Also, again, every time they say the word memes, I just keep thinking about how nowadays, whenever anything happens in the world, no matter if it's like a horrible event where lots of people are hurt, like people on the internet will still make haha funny memes and make light of it, regardless of what it is, whether it's in good taste or bad taste. It's definitely another conversation.
You hear that speech? Hell of a politician.
Yeah, it's scary.
He's calling this an anti-terror war, saying he's not gonna harm any civilians.
Despite the fact that tons have been killed already in so-called wars on terror. Besides, the terror here is all fake.
Yeah.
I know it's not exactly unheard of for groups in Pakistan to terrorize the government, but, I mean, this is so ridiculous. Going on this noble quest to shoot down terrorists and restore faith in America?
What he said, though, it works.
What do you mean?
You saw the footage. Hamilton's fine, and still everyone's calling for blood. The people have spoken. They want war. And Armstrong's doing it all for the money. And for his polling numbers. Bastard will do whatever it takes to get the public on his side. I kill him, and I don't know. Then what? What's it gonna change? If the world's gonna do its own thing, either way, what's the...
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. Just because people want war, that makes it okay to start one purely for profit? For some twisted sense of pride?
No.
And let's not forget, he's trying to kill you. Look, just... How about I save your data while you get your head together? Right. Save complete. I know I can't do much more than that, Raiden. But just try to get back alive, okay?
My. A Metal Gear Excelsis.
I know I've heard that name before.
Indeed. It made the news several times during development. A lot of people thought they'd have a hard time finding a buyer.
It's enormous.
One of the first large-scale, multi-legged tanks AT Corp has made in some time. UGs have grown smaller and smaller, but this is certainly a 180-degree change of direction.
So why do it?
The advance of artificial musculature is one reason miniaturization has grown so rapidly. But another is the shift from nuclear deterrence to asymmetrical warfare. Deploying such a large unit for guerrilla or urban warfare would be overkill. The collateral damage alone would be stupendous. Once cyborg tech began to advance, though, small-scale UGs were no longer so effective. Against an adversary of the same size, a cyborg with human-level decision-making skills, well, it will always have the advantage. So, as the theory goes, why not make UGs giant again? Overwhelm the cyborg with sheer firepower. That was the idea that led to Excelsis.
Like you said, overkill. But it's still no good in urban combat, right?
Correct. Assuming you weren't intending to raise the urban area in the process anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, a Gecko-class UG is too large for many parts of city areas, but also too small to simply trample any buildings and such standing in its way. But this magnificent beast, it could smash whole houses without even breaking stride.
And what? It's just sorry, but fuck you, civilians? I mean, even if they were just knocking down houses, the media'd have a field day.
I sincerely doubt they care. If a US soldier dies in combat, it's nationwide front-page news. If civilians in wherever Stan are killed in an airstrike, nobody gives a second thought. But you know, they talk about the deterrent effect of this UG. About it striking fear in people's hearts. If there is a UG airstrike, you don't have any time to flee. But if this behemoth was lumbering your way...
You'd run. Anyone would. Except trained guerrillas.
Precisely. Thus, the UG would only be fighting against actual combatants. With a manned ground unit like that, there's a lesser chance of erroneous strikes. Plus, the legs make navigating rugged terrain a veritable walk in the park. And it would take much more than a rocket launcher to take it down. The crew couldn't be safer.
Is there really that much demand, though?
Ah, that is the question, yes. Of course, we would seem to have our answer now. If things go the way Armstrong wants them to, before too long, we could see whole herds of Excelsi trampling across Pakistan's Sparta.
A very fascinating conversation to justify the lore of, we wanted a big final boss, so here's a big final boss. No, Wolf!
Raiden! Are you okay? That's a pretty crazy Metal Gear.
Kind of a far cry from your Mark II and III, huh, Sonny?
In the end, nothing ever changes. Science always ends up being used for war.
No, it's like any weapon. It's only a tool. It's all up to who wields it. Not everyone has their own selfish agenda. Some people like you are making a difference for the better.
If only I could believe that.
Cheer up, Sonny. You have the power to bring hope to a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right.
Bring it on! Oh. I think I'm supposed to parry that. Take that. The lyrics of this song are actually really fascinating. Hello. God. No, I was trying to get the health packs from it. There we go. Oh, I think I'm supposed to parry it. Yeah, bring me your leg. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Heck yeah! This is so badass. Heck yeah! I love how it's just your regular battle controls, but now you have a gigantic, like, building-sized blade.
Slippery little bastard! I don't have time for this.
He's going sumo!
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me!
Oh, I'm hulking out!
Let's go!
The hell are you thinking?
Played college ball, you know.
That's a cushy Ivy League school.
Try University of Texas. Could have gone pro if I hadn't joined the Navy. I'm not one of those beltway pansies. I could break the president in two with my bare hands. Don't fuck with this, Senator.
It's so goofy. But scary.
What the hell are you? Why don't you stick around and find out?
Armstrong is like, I'll talk more about this as we go, but he's like, you gotta love and hate the guy at the same time. I just can't get over the fact that, like, I mean, obviously he's like a parody of, like, American nationalism, but the fact that his, like, only quote-unquote martial arts training is that he played football. I mean, yeah, he joined the Navy too, but it's like, he's not a trained martial artist, he just played football.
Oh, but he is just politician.
Doesn't seem that way, does it? This is bad.
I cannot get a read on his fighting skills. Be careful. Wait for him to make a move.
Damn! What the hell is that guy on? He sent you flying with one punch. There's no way he's 100% human.
If you've got any more intel on him, Kev, now would be a good time to share it.
The only stuff in his file even slightly related is his background in college football and the Navy. Nothing here to suggest any kind of cyborg augmentation, but his body has to have been modified somehow.
That much I guessed.
The fact that it's also, like, from University of Texas just is like the cherry on top of the cake. Hello, Mumu, welcome to the stream.
Raiden, are you alright?
Yeah, a little shaken up, but I'm okay. This is not going to be easy.
Raiden, you've got to make it back, okay? Promise me.
Sure, Courtney. But for now...
You got it. You're good to go.
Thanks. Later.
I'm glad these conversations are short, because the game knows, like, this is the climax. We don't have time for long conversations like we did with Metal Gear Excelsior.
That strength is simply astounding. He is at least your match, if not more. You appear to have a speed advantage, but even a single blow from him could prove fatal.
What the hell is he, Doc? Cyborg?
I cannot say. I assume it would be impossible for a politician to conceal enhancements from the public. And as far as I can see from here, he does not appear to be a cyborg.
So, what then?
Some kind of new technology, perhaps? It is certainly nothing I am familiar with. Patriot censorship is gone, but I'm still not privy to everything. Classified data research, for example. In any case, against such force, I should think that parrying is the best you can hope for. However, this could make counterattacking even more difficult. For now, all you can do is fend him off. Do not venture too close. Watch for him to act.
Damn it.
I think I'm also speaking for everyone when, like, a lot of people know about this game, so they know about this fight from the memes. But, like, me, playing this for the first time when the game first got released, or anyone watching this who has not experienced the game before, such a shock to see, like, you know, he fights you in this giant metal robot, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. And then he comes out, hulks out, and starts beating the crap out of you with his bare hands. It's so funny, but so, like, unexpected, but goofy.
Are you alright, Raiden?
More or less. What is with this guy?
I don't know. I mean, he's a senator, right? I could understand if he was piloting Metal Gear, but a normal human being able to send you flying like that? It's inconceivable.
Yeah. Unless that body's more than human. Whew. I don't like this one bit.
If I knew it was gonna be like this, I would have never helped you get to Pakistan.
Don't worry. Just means this will be a little more of a workout. I'll be back soon, with souvenirs.
Raiden.
Yeah, it's like Grand Blue levels of goofy, which is why it's great. You are correct in that assessment. Like, look at his goofy attacks. Here, I'll let him grab me.
Nice.
The running joke of Raiden's chin always taking hits.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk.
What?
Jumpstart the economy. What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets.
Yeah, let's get some martial arts in here.
Approval ratings. You've got
Who needs
no
blades?
principles. Just like all the rest.
And you have fists.
If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
All right. The truth then. You're right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream.
What?
That
What?
one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. Where power and justice are back where they belong.
No, his neck's too thick.
In the hands of the people. Where every man is free to think, to act for himself. Fuck all these lunatic lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats. Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit. Fuck American pride. Fuck the media. Fuck all of it! America is diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born! Evolved, but unchanged! The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive, free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again!
Oh boy.
What the hell are you talking about?
You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as a business. In my new America, people will die and kill for what they believe. Not for money, not for oil, not for what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars.
The fact that he's just got these nice shoes on. And then just pulls out a cigar.
So, what do you think?
How the hell did you get elected?
Well, I don't write my own speeches. You should try fighting for what you believe in sometime, Jack. Not for a company or a nation or for anyone else.
Maybe I was wrong about you.
Am I finally getting through? I'll rid this world of pointless wars, Jack.
This is so goofy.
I was wrong. You're not greedy. You're batshit insane!
This camera shot always makes me laugh.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't fret over every egg.
Not when you're purging the weak, right? What do you know about the weak? You weren't born poor. You've never been hungry. You don't know what it's like to fight, and steal, and kill just to survive.
But you did survive! Through sheer force of will, following your own set of rules. With your own two hands, you took back your life.
And now, I'll take yours.
Yes, no blade, just fists.
Well, starting to see things my way yet.
Hey Lork, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see if we have more codex.
You broke a high-frequency blade with bare hands?
Ugh. Guns, swords, fists, doesn't matter. If he wants a fight, I'll give him a fight.
Raiden! Yes, you are right. It is him or you now.
Hey Medi, welcome to the stream.
Raiden, you there? Look, don't listen to him, okay? He's nuts.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, I know what I have to do.
Raiden.
What's up, Courtney? You sound nervous.
Well, I am. He's completely out of his mind. And he seems unstoppable.
Maybe. No point trying to talk it out anyway. I beat him, or he beats me.
Yeah, I guess. Just try to keep your cool, okay? You want to save? All set. Be careful.
He broke an HF blade with his bare hands. I was barely scratching him anyway. Whenever my blade landed, it was like hitting a cyborg. What the hell's going on here, Doc?
Difficult to say for certain. Claytronics, perhaps?
Claytronics?
Yes, clay, like molding clay. Picture a great number of nanomachines formed into a block. These nanomachines are capable of changing position relative to the others on command. They move how they are instructed, and so the block can take on any number of forms. Imagine clay which you do not alter with your hands. You simply think of a shape and it becomes that.
What's the connection, Doc?
Well, what if you built a human form out of this clay? A form that can freely bend its arms and legs however it pleases. In other words, a completely free-moving nanomachine body.
That's impossible.
Not impossible, just extremely difficult. I thought it was only theoretical before now. Nanotechnology is not a specialty of mine, but it would follow with the right implementation. A user could adjust the binding force of the nanomachines to armor himself against damage.
Okay, let's say that's it. How do I beat him?
Well, he can't possibly be directing every individual nanomachine with his brain. There must be some kind of core unit at the heart of the system controlling them all. Destroy that, and the entire system should go offline.
So Zandatsu is hard? Makes sense if I had a sword.
Yeah, Doctor giving us our endgame ceramics lesson.
Calm down, Raiden. You won't stand a chance against this guy if you lose your cool.
I'm fine, Sonny. But I won't let him get away with this.
Be careful, Raiden.
Yeah! Ow. I can't run away in time! Oh god, I got like stun locked into an animation.
Child's play.
Get me with your goofy grab. Okay, I have to repair nano haste still. If I don't mash the QTE, Raiden punches so slowly, it's hilarious. Yeah, he's like Greed from Full Metal Alchemist.
Why won't you die? Nanomachine, son.
He said it! He said the thing!
They harden in response to physical trauma. You can't hurt me, Jack. What did I just say?
The fact that he still has his glasses.
Time to end this. Die, you piece of shit!
Raiden's face. Again, it's so goofy but terrifying, but goofy.
All right. I think we're about done here.
Raiden.
Wolf.
Begin playback. years I've been working towards this. And on the last day, Blondie has me doubting the whole thing. We'll leave it up to fate then, shall we, Wolfie? A duel to the death. May the best man win.
Sam.
I cut him down, and that's that. Back to a regularly scheduled international incident. But if he beats me...
It's like the dog in Resident Evil 4.
I die here. The lock on my blade will disable after a couple hours. What happens after that is up to you, Wolfie.
Ha! Even dead, that guy's a pain in my ass. So... you think that little sword can save your master? Well, go ahead then. But make no mistake, Fido. When I'm finished with him, you're next.
Don't you threaten my dog! How dare you?
It's not designed to fear termination.
Huh?
However, Directive 01 is to ensure all data acquired is preserved and passed along. To expire here would violate that directive.
That's a good boy.
However, Raiden came to my aid. I have learned from him. When Samuel fell, data analysis was inconclusive. But that has changed. I have established new parameters now. Created my own directives.
You little fuck.
No! How dare you? How dare you kick my dog?
I said my sword was a tool of justice. Not used in anger. Not used for vengeance. But now I'm not so sure. And besides, this isn't my sword.
You've just been voted out of office, Senator.
Come on!
Okay. Let's dance.
You're going down!
So when we found Wolf, he was all injured, but who beat him up? Armstrong didn't Hulk out yet, and Excelsior is too large to do that, so like, how did he get roughed up?
Reinforced anti-shock nanomachines? This man is unbelievable. But perhaps you can hurt him with that blade.
That Sam really was a piece of work.
Cut him, Raiden. It's the only option.
That is what I'm trying to do, thank you, Kevin.
Right. There's no other way. I understand that now. You've got to stop him. You've got to kill him. You have to, Raiden. You have to kill him.
The Senator's being filibustered by the Kodak gang. That is such a good joke.
Come back safe, okay?
Here's my citizen's filibuster.
Very interesting. Perhaps with that sword you could land a blow or two. Running high-frequency waves through a blade serves to enhance its cutting power. But it cannot completely alter the weapon's original properties, you know. In other words, the higher the original quality of a sword, the more formidable an HF blade it makes.
Raiden. Kill him.
You got it. For you.
Raiden! Are you alright? Why does this kind of thing always happen to you? You've been a victim of war ever since you were a kid. It's not right.
Not just me, Sonny. It's you too. Millions of victims all over the world. It's easy to blame it all on guys like Armstrong. But it's more than that. It's everyone's fault. Anyone who goes through life blindly following others, following orders, never questioning what they're told, that's gotta change. I'm not sure how, But killing this guy seems like a good first step. We rescued America from the Patriots. I won't let Armstrong make it a wasteland.
Raiden!
Come on, Sonny. Don't worry. Let me see a smile.
That reminds me in Parks and Recreation, there's like a scene where Patton Oswalt's character does like a citizen's filibuster to stop a bill from being passed, and all he does is he rants about how he's gonna like write a fan fiction about Star Wars that crosses over into the Marvel universe, and then he brings in like all these other like random characters from like other series. It's hilarious, and if you watch the deleted scenes, they actually have like the full filibuster, and it's like really impressive that he even manages to even get it all out, and you can see the actors like trying not to laugh in the background. It's really good. It's really, really good. He's like, oh yeah, and then Robot Chewbacca claws his way out, and then here's the Reality Stone. That will be our link to the Marvel Universe, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so funny. I wish I had a dodge roll. It's kind of fun that he could knock your sword out and you have to go grab it. Wait, what button do I press? There we go. Wait, what? Why did my camera tilt downwards? How was I supposed to cut that with the camera? Ow. I love how he kicks it up in the air, that's so cool. Oh, no, you don't. Oh god, the fire! Cameraman, work with me here. Wait, what? I pressed it! Stop healing! It's no fair. Oh my god. Camera, please! Excuse me? He's at full HP now. You're already at full, why are you still healing? He's doing the 10% media Rahan, you're right. Oh, I think I'm supposed to use Ripper mode for his healing. I think that's what it is. No, no hug. Yeah, I juked him. Hey, I knocked him into the flames. That should do something. Oh god, I can't get out of this. There we go, never mind. Trying to get out! Hate being animation locked. No, he's doing the Sephiroth walk at me. Animation lock. Uh-oh. When I shake the controller and then he gets out of it, you just see Ryan's model just like shaking. It's so funny. Okay, let's see if the camera will let me do this one. Excuse me? I totally got that. Yeah, come on.
Well done, Jack. Your dream dies with you. Oh, maybe not. You've guaranteed the status quo will go on. For a while longer, at least.
No, he's giving his filibuster.
War will continue as an institution, as an industry. Men will fight for reasons they don't understand. Causes they don't believe in. But at least I'll leave a worthy successor. You, Jack. You carve your own path. Use whatever methods you see fit. You don't let legal bullshit get in the way. And if it costs a few lives, so be it.
Ew. Fatality.
Deep inside, we're kindred spirits. You and I.
Yeah, but you kicked my dog. Yeah, I didn't even use Ripper mode. I think that's what I was supposed to do when he was healing himself, and I didn't do it. I basically killed him twice. Hey, I got an A. Welcome in, everyone. Uncle Roar, welcome in. Thank you so much for following me. Hey, Wesley, it's good to see you, and welcome in. I have no more brain cells left. I can sympathize with that. Welcome in, guys.
Official pet right for your family? But first, our top story. President Hamilton returns from Pakistan today, completing his first visit to the country since the failed assassination attempt in Shahbazbad last May. In meetings with Pakistani President Farooq Salam, the two leaders agreed to a new joint initiative in the War on Terror, whereby U.S. Marines will be stationed in Pakistan and given wider authority to conduct operations within the country. This is amidst growing tensions within Pakistan between the country's civil and military leadership, with many in the government calling on the ISI Military Intelligence Agency to be investigated.
Unbelievable. After all that.
For the last time, let it go, Courtney. At least Armstrong will never be president.
But, I mean, Raiden.
It's not known whether that number would include private military contractors, which the Hamilton administration has made clear will play a significant role.
There he is.
I have excellent news. We are approved. The new corporation is established.
Nice work, Doc. I guess the world's first cyborg staffing firm is officially open for business.
We are certified for construction and long-term nursing care, but this is just the beginning. The potential for new roles cyborgs can play is limitless.
And we're sure this isn't child labor?
The older children can work now, the rest when they come of age. And it's strictly voluntary, you know.
We're not running a charity here, huh?
Nice catch, Kev.
Donations alone would not even cover their maintenance.
Besides, this way they'll learn a trade. Perhaps some discipline, eh?
It's not a perfect solution. But you know what? At least these kids will get a decent education.
Well, I'm not about to return them to the streets or to broken homes. At least we can give them a chance, huh? Oh, oops.
An imperfect solution for an imperfect world.
Well, another benefit. A peaceful application for all my research.
Since when do you care?
Well, recent events have been food for thought, shall we say?
No kidding.
Speaking of recent events, how's our new recruit working out?
Ah, yes, quite well. Quite well.
Oi, Sunny! Where you have me stand?
Hang on. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, okay. You make me head spin, you know? You're same age as me, but all this spaceship, you're genius, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And you're hot for days.
Huh? Where did that come from?
Alert. Alert. Rescinding.
This about a crazy world, nah? For me see that ninja, me never think I've been this kind of life.
Yeah.
Huh?
He rescued me too, you know. Saved my life. I owe him everything. To some people, he'll always be Jack the Ripper. I know all about his past. He had it rough. And he hurt a lot of people. But that's not the Raiden I know. The Raiden I know is a hero.
Alright, now that we're finished the game, we can talk about some of my other thoughts that I had, especially the previous chapter. So, like, I think that battle with Armstrong is probably one of my favorite boss fights in all of gaming, because I think the cutscenes are really good. Like, I think just the fight scenes itself in the cutscenes are better than most anime and games can offer, even after all this time. Good music, pretty cool, flashy things you get to do. It was really fun. That being said, now, I know a lot of people really like Jetstream Sam, and I don't hate him, but I don't know, I don't really like him as much as a lot of other people do. But what I find interesting now that I'm replaying the game is that, like, in the previous chapter, right, we fight him, and, you know, it's implied that he's got his own agenda and he's, like, kind of helping us. Us as the viewer, we can kind of piece that together, but Raiden doesn't really get that picture. So, like, the whole, like, when he finally kills him, and they play, like, the sad music, and they're all, like, lamenting, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe we had to kill him, or whatever, feels kind of weird from Raiden's perspective, because he only really saw the bad side of Sam, and any other ulterior motives he had to kind of infer, or he's probably just basing off of, like, Wolf's reaction to him. But I still find it a little strange. And again, Sam being kind of like the face of the antagonist, because Armstrong's kind of like a surprise antagonist, because we don't know going into the game that he's going to be able to brawl with Raiden. It's kind of like, I wish that the Sam fight had a cool fight cutscene to go along with it, kind of like we did with Armstrong. Now again, I know that the Sam fight is supposed to be pure swordsmanship, no fancy cyborg stuff. Sam himself didn't even have that many, like, alterations or anything like that, so I know it's supposed to be like that, but I think it would have been cool if his chapter at least got some cool cutscenes. Furthermore, I think replaying the game now, it's still really fun. The combat's really fun. I think it's really unique. The fact that you have to parry everything and there's no like guard or like good dodge roll per se makes it an interesting fighting system, and like the animations for all the attacks are super cool. But going through it again, I mean, for one thing, when I first beat the game, I thought, well, it's too short, for one thing. I want more, right? You're just kind of getting into it. You're like, oh, I want there to be more. But aside from that, like, the pace in the game, I know, is kind of strange, right? Like, Chapter 1 was so long. Like, now that I look at the timestamps on all my videos, you can just see how the difference is. It's more than double the length of the other chapters. And I think Chapter 1 was a good length. I wish all the chapters were the same length as Chapter 1. Minus the codec conversations. Like, Chapter 1 was like, we played the game for like 4 hours at that point for that chapter, but probably like almost 2.5 of it was just codec. And then towards the end of the game, they run out of codecs, and like, they know that you're just answering to fight things, so they give you only a couple codecs per section. But because I know Chapter 1 is establishing the lore and the background, I think they could have like spread out more of the codecs throughout the game. And if they made the game longer, it'd be easier to spread them out. Because there's a lot of codecs in Chapter 1 that they kind of don't belong in Chapter 1. Like, they start talking about Sam's sword and stuff like that too, which you don't really need at that point in the game. So I think it would have been better if they spread them out a little bit more and made each chapter longer. Like, especially like Chapter 5 and 6 were short, and like 6 is like just the boss fight. I think they could have combined Chapter 5 and 6 together and made it one chapter, and then if they wanted to keep the chapters similar length, they could have taken Chapter 1 and split it in 2, because it is like double the length of the other chapters, including codecs. But me personally, I wish they would have stretched out each chapter to make it as long as Chapter 1. Quality of life, it would be so nice, and I don't know why they don't have a little button that tells you still have codecs, instead of me having to reread a codec again and then skip through it by pressing the button a bunch of times. Just tell me if I have new codecs to unlock. It would be such a big quality of life thing, and I don't know why they didn't do that. I know codecs are like a Metal Gear tradition, and people have like nostalgia attached to them. Obviously, the older games, you kind of need the codecs that way because the games are old, the technology wasn't great. So you had to pause the game and listen to these conversations to build up the lore. But now that we have better technology, I think it'd be cool if you could have the codecs playing when you fought. So like, have a longer section of gameplay, but have Raiden conversing with the people over like the codec while he fights, so you can get the fighting and the background at the same time. I feel like would be a little bit better, because it kind of takes you out of it. It's like, oh, I just did 10 minutes of gameplay and now I have to pause and listen to 20 minutes of talking that's voluntary. And I guess you don't need to do the codecs, but you know, the lore is part of the fun part, right? So it just seems a little bit odd, and I know the reason why they do the codecs like that, but I'm just saying that I wish there was a different way. Like, I think about games like Uncharted, for example, especially the later Uncharted games. They had like these conversations with the characters that would happen, right? That would build up the lore and the background of the characters, and then if they get into a fight, they'll drop the conversation, they'll fight, and then afterwards they'll be like, where were we again? And then they'll just pick up the conversation from where they left off, which is really cool, because then you don't miss out on any dialogue because you accidentally threw yourself into a fight. I think something like that would have been kind of cool here, just to make it a little bit better paced. If you're playing this game on your own, I guess it doesn't really matter, but as a streamer, it's like, okay, now I'm sitting here for 20 minutes just listening to them. I don't want to interrupt the codec, but at the same time, it's like, I'm just sitting here, right? So from a streamer perspective, I kind of wish that was a little bit different. The music in this game, fantastic. Best boss themes and among many games. Catchy themes, great lyrics. Love the soundtrack. Character designs, super cool. Raiden's design in this game is super cool. All his abilities, super cool. We do have a few things left in the game, though. There were 3 DLCs for the game. One is a bunch of VR missions, like challenge missions. I'm probably not going to do those. We also unlocked VR missions throughout the game. I'm probably not going to do those. Some of them are kind of fun, some of them are kind of hard, but they're not super exciting in my opinion. And then there's the Jetstream Sam DLC, and then there's the Blade Wolf DLC. If you buy this game on Steam, it comes with all the DLC. Actually, I think all the remastered versions of this game come with all the DLC, which is kind of nice. So we still have content to do, and I want to go through the art gallery, but we didn't unlock all the data storages, so I'm probably going to go back through the game and pick up all the data storages on my own time so we can unlock the art gallery and have a look at it later. Luckily, the Jetstream and the Blade Wolf DLCs don't have that many codecs.
Oh, good, good. Herr Doctor's research and staffing service certainly help.
I hear World Marshal's looking for a buyer.
Well, you cost them a lot of money, huh? Not to mention killing their funding. Literally. The bread-taking program is finished, but the larger company is not, I'm afraid. Someone will buy them. PMCs are in demand once again.
Yeah. Fighting for reasons they don't understand. Causes they don't believe in.
Beg pardon?
No. Nothing.
So, your mind is made? You will not come back.
Sorry, Boris.
I understand. But then, what will you do?
I've got my own war to fight.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get more Metal Gear Rising games. I mean, everyone knows what happened to the Metal Gear series later on, so I won't even talk about that, but I'm glad we got this game, though. It's cool, especially when I first saw Ninja Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4. I was like, ooh, he's really cool. I want to play as him. And then, you know, you don't really get to play as him during the game, but then there is like a multiplayer campaign, or not campaign. There's a multiplayer mode that I think the servers are shut down, but I did play it for a little bit, just because I wanted to play as Raiden, so I did get that game and played the online for a bit, and it was cool, but, you know, again, it wasn't made for ninja cyborg combat, so this was kind of cool. Again, I wasn't really going for all the collectibles this time. I was just having fun, which is fine, but I will go back for all the data storage as well. But it does have replayability, because you can go back and do all the collectibles. You can play it on the higher difficulties. You can challenge yourself. You can do the VR missions. So there is a lot, even though the main campaign's short. But the main campaign's like the part I find fun, right? Because that's the story and the cutscenes and the characters and plus the gameplay. So me personally, I never felt the need to go back and 100% the game. I mean, maybe I might go back on my own time and beat it on a higher difficulty just for fun, since this was a casual playthrough just for fun on stream, but we'll see. We'll see. Got some titles, nice. Okay, so okay, that's actually another good point I want to talk about. So I've heard from a lot of people saying this game is not canon to the Metal Gear timeline. So I actually did some research because I was interested in that, and it's actually up for debate, and I'll tell you why. So when Kojima described this game, he described this game as a parallel story. Those are the exact words he used, well, in Japanese translated. Parallel story. So then a lot of people were debating what he meant by that. And turns out, in the past, there are other Metal Gear spin-off games. There was another spin-off game that he also called a parallel story that ended up being canonical because they refer to it in the main storyline. That's where the confusion starts happening. Now, at another point in time, the Metal Gear Solid, I think it was a Twitter account, released a timeline of all the games. I think they were releasing one of their remasters or collections, and they're like, here's a big timeline of all the games to help you guys situate yourselves. Metal Gear Rising was not on the timeline, so a lot of people were like, well, it's not canonical because it's not on the timeline. And then I think some other executive, I don't think it was Kojima, came out and said, oh, but it is canonical. So there is debate among the community, but again, because this game takes place after Metal Gear Solid 4, and then after Metal Gear Solid 4, the series kind of goes, you know, if you know, you know. That's why it's also kind of hard to tell, because the series kind of splinters off and then becomes all these other things that does not have direct involvement all the time from Kojima, and then yada yada yada, we lose the series. So it is a little bit up for debate. So to call this game completely non-canonical, I'm not really so sure. But I don't think it really matters considering it's at the end of the timeline and the series is kind of gone now, so it is unfortunate. But I thought that was just kind of an interesting rabbit hole, because I spent like somewhere between like 30 to 60 minutes like researching like why do some people say it's canonical and why do some people say it's not, and like there are conflicting reports and there's no definitive answer from the producers, so I just thought that was just kind of interesting. Yeah, so we still have the collectibles and then Jetstream DLC and Blade Wolf DLC. The Jetstream DLC will talk a little bit more about Sam's going-ons and his motivations, so we kind of touched upon that through the game, but you'll see it in more depth, and then Blade Wolves will touch more upon Blade Wolf as well. So with that being said, that's the end of today's stream. Our next stream is going to be on Sunday. Why did my voice do that? I think I should be able to do both of the DLCs in one stream because there aren't that many codec conversations. So we will see. If I have time before then, I'll try to do all the collectibles so we can look at the gallery on stream right away. If not, I'll just say that for another time. And then we'll be on to another game. Nice start to 2025. Another cool ninja game, just like we did last year. I think that's all I had to say. Usually when I finish a game, I have a lot to say, but I think I managed to say it all during the credits. Again, I think this game is really fun. It's just a shame it's a little bit shorter than I would like, but the stuff that you did have was really, really cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming by, guys. Let's find someone to raid. Okay, let's see. A few people are streaming. Let's see if anyone's around that we haven't really raided before. Okay, let's say hello to Andy. We haven't raided him for a while. He's doing a chatting stream. Okay, let's go say hi to him. I'll see you guys on Sunday for more Metal Gear Rising. Take care, guys. Bye, Froggy friends.